Okay, so today we have Pull My Strings by the Dead Kennedys. So, this apparently, as I read up, it's ranked as one of the best songs, and I've wanted to do a Dead Kennedys song for a while. I am a fan of them, but I've never heard this one. Anyway, so apparently this was a one-off thing that they did at an awards show. This is a live performance. They were asked to do California Uberalas, and apparently they went into this as almost a fuck you to the organization or the organizers of the event. Anyway, so let's get into it, talk about it after, and, got the intro out there, so let's go. Here we go. Beating the shit out of the drums.
We're not a punk rock band, we're a new wave band. But there's just one problem. Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? Give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul. Pull my strings and I'll go far. Give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul. Pull my strings and I'll go far. And when I'm rich, Bob Hope will shoot some golf and shoot some dope. Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? Give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul. Pull my strings and I'll go far. Guitar!
I mean, he shredded that guitar.
Everybody put your hands together.
Uh-oh.
Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? Everybody sing it one time. Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? Shut up and dance, everybody! Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? Give me a treat, I'll show you my soul. Oh, my strings and all go far. One more time! Give me a treat, I'll show you my soul. Oh, my strings and all go far. And true, 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 my pale love. True, 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 my pale love. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We sure did love you. We'll see you next time. We had such a good time playing here tonight. Rock and roll.
My goodness. Okay. Pull My Strings by Dead Kennedys. So like I said off the top, this was a one-off thing they did at a live show. I guess again they want the people there. They wanted them, and I guess there was a quote as even Jello Biafra said. I guess they wanted. I'm guessing these people didn't know about the Dead Kennedys and who they were, and and I guess they wanted them to bring some new wave. And Jello obviously gave them some new wave, and I guess as well they spent all day, as I read on theguardian.com, as it says here, talking about how I guess they spent all day rehearsing this the California Uberales, and when they finally went out there, they did this. And I don't know when they had time to write this or whatever, but obviously they were prepared, and I love that so much. It honestly, gives me, as a Rage Against the Machine fan, I think about their performance of Killing in the Name. I think was it on the BBC, whatever. But obviously Zach De La Rocha, I apologize. But either way, he did the fuck you, I won't do what you tell me part, and then they got mad at him. And I don't know, it gives me that kind of a same vibe here, where Jello and the rest of the band obviously just said fuck you, and here's a song, and obviously talking about is my cock big enough, is my brain small enough. I mean, yeah, you kind of get the picture of where Jello was going here, and how angry they were, and how I guess just how almost you would say what's the word I'm thinking of, angry, and I guess you might just say how they felt very disrespected. And I mean, again, this was 1980. This was, and that famous picture, I would say famous. I mean, I've seen the picture of them with the ties, and they have the S's on the shirt. It looks like the money sign, the dollar symbol, whatever the fuck. And I never knew where that was from, but I guess it was from this performance, I want to say then, because apparently they came out with the S's on their shirt. Again, I was reading up, and then they started playing California Uberales, and goddamn, Ted on the drums here, just beating the shit out of his drum set. I mean, from the get-go, I was like, holy I don't know, it was very loud to me anyway, and I loved it. But anyway, but then once Jello said, hold it, we're a new wave band now, I guess they put the ties out, and then again, they had the money sign and saying, that's all we are to you. You want to make money, criticizing, obviously, the music industry, criticizing bands that sell out and just try to sell records, whatever the hell, no matter what, sell their soul, and just don't become, they're not an actual artist anymore. They're a businessman, like he said. And I do believe, as it's put here again on theguardian.com, there was a few bigwigs in the audience too. So I just love, it would have been, I don't know if there's a video of this or not. I just, saw this, audio here of the whole concert or whatever. And it would just be great to see, the video of this and see how, the reactions, obviously the people were laughing, and people were laughing in the audience, was just great too. And it seemed like it was well received by them, but I'm sure some of the people who organized the whole thing and brought them in to this award thing, the Bay Area Award Show, whatever, I'm sure they weren't very happy, and that's just great. I love that a lot. And again, Jello Biafra has always been very much himself. He's always been himself, honestly, all this stuff, unapologetically himself, and through it all, from when he started to even today, he's never changed his ways, and he's always been that same kind of guy. And even I think about a song like Chicken Conformist, which was on their last album, and the opening lines of that "Punk's not dead, it just deserves to die," and how that was their last album. That song was on. It just fits so well. And then Jello never came back to the Dead Kennedys. Of course, the Dead Kennedys are still going today, but he's not there, and so it's kind of it's not the same without Jello. I mean, goddamn, that voice he has, even just when he talks. He has some kind of a funky, I don't know what the hell, he has such a unique voice. I hate the word unique, but that's what it is. His voice is so unique, and it's kind of fun. I don't know what it is about his voice, but I just love his voice so much, and especially in a song too. But anyway, I hope you guys understand. He has such a distinctive voice just on his own when he's just talking. So I just like that a lot. But anyway, obviously, again, this is very such a critical, look at the music industry, look at other bands. Of course, they parodied My Sharona, My Sharona here by who's the Knack? Yes, and I believe that was probably their only big hit by the Knack there, My Sharona. And again, I don't know if they're saying the Knack sold out whatever as well just to get a hit or what. And talking about My Payola, which obviously is talking about paying for airplay on the radio, which I do believe is illegal. But I don't know any history about the Knack. But anyway, and there was other parts here, with the guitar riffs that I have to look at the personnel again. And if you're here, you probably already know everyone on the track. But anyway, Jello Biafra, of course, on vocals here, which again, love his voice, so distinctive. East Bay Ray on guitar. Of course, they had that big solo. He had that big solo in there where he actually just shredded the guitar. I know it was done like with a parody, kind of in a parody fashion, whatever. But I mean, that kind of is what music became in the late 80s, especially with cock rock, or even in the early 80s too, and big solos and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, East Bay Ray shredded the guitar there. And again, he did parody the My Sharona riff, but at the same time, I don't know if he was parodying or copying other riffs throughout the song too, because there were some other riffs in there that sounded familiar, and I don't know if it was just it just sounded so catchy and all that stuff, so it sounds familiar that way. But anyway, love what East Bay Ray was doing here, and obviously he was getting the point across too, of taking the piss here. Klaus Fluoride, I do believe is how you say that, bass on bass guitar here and backing vocals. I do believe he was the one who said, but there's only one problem, and then here comes Jello. But I do think about the bass work here, obviously, and I think that's how the song started off too. Very, prominent bass work here, very heavy, very dirty and grimy. I mean, again, this is punk, all over the place. And anyway, I loved Klaus's work here, I gotta say. And then Ted on drums, of course, the original drummer of the Dead Kennedys, and again, just beating the shit out of the drums. And I love that a lot. I love the heaviness. I love how loud they were. I love how they just didn't give a fuck, as you say. And yeah, so let's go to these lyrics now, I guess. So, of course, California Uberala's instrumental introduction, but then here comes Jello to speak. Again, he was doing the kind of talking, singing throughout the track, which is, it's just great. So the spoken part, hold it. We got to prove we're adults now. Again, we're not young. We're not, young and reckless, whatever, like you might think. We're not a punk rock band. We're a new wave band. And again, new wave did come from punk rock, I do believe, and I love new wave. I love a lot of new wave bands. So I just love where they're going, with this, and again, how I guess the people that brought them into this thing talked about how you got to be a new wave band, or maybe they thought they were. Again, they didn't seem to know much about the Dead Kennedys, and the Dead Kennedys obviously took that with personally. I'm tired of self-respect. I can't afford a car. I want to be a prefab superstar. I want to be a tool. Don't. It's just funny to read these lyrics over. Don't need no soul. I want to make big money playing rock and roll. Again, it doesn't matter. I want to make that money. I want to be a superstar no matter what. I'll sell my soul for it. I'll do anything, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty clear here. And just the way that Jello delivers it in the song is just so sarcastic, so satirical. It's so fun. Anyway, I'll make my music boring. I'll play my music slow. Again, going at, I guess you would say, genres that he's not into. Slow music, boring music, no passion hardly. They don't believe what they're doing. They're just, again, there for the paycheck. That's what comes to my mind. I ain't no artist. I'm a businessman. Again, it's not about my art. It's not about my lyrics or my wittiness, whatever. I'm a businessman. I'm just here to make money, get that paycheck, move on. Put out some boring, pop music, whatever the hell, new wave, perhaps as well. No ideas of my own. I won't offend or rock the boat. Again, I'll be, people come to mind, even, artists of today. I don't want to, put anyone on blast here, but again, who the hell am I? But, just boring, music, that has nothing, says nothing, fights for nothing. And, that's what some people were doing, obviously. And Jello doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand why you're not trying to rock the boat or be yourself or talk about problems or issues, anyway, just sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And I love that because I just did a reaction to Ian Jury's song "Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll," and so it just fits in so well. Again, the people that talk about, oh, it's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's just like there's got to be more to that. There's got to be more of a freedom to all of that. Of course, sex and drugs and rock and roll are great, but it's just, I don't know. You got to have more to life than just that, And of course, he's just talking about, and again, it could be talking about posers here too, who are just in it for the sex and drugs and rock and roll, and there for an easy paycheck. They're not real. They're not doing it for what Jello thinks about music should be about. Anyway, good Lord, and here we go. And drool, 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 my payola, drool, 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 my payola. Again, just what comes to mind is some guy just drooling, whatever, just doing the same thing over and over, the same guitar riffs, the same same kind of sounding songs, whatever, making money. My payola, like I said earlier, I do believe payola, talking about paying for radio airplay and all that stuff, and just, again, just being a tool. You'll pay $10 to see me on a 15-foot high stage. Fat ass bouncers kick the shit out of kids who try to dance. If my friends say I lost my guts, I'll laugh and say that's rock and roll. Again, just make an excuse to say that's rock and roll, baby. Everybody changes, and again, just I'm not myself anymore. Whatever, I sold out. Who gives a shit? It's rock and roll. And again, just the way they're going at this, just the way Jello delivers these lines, so sarcastically. Again, I can't say it enough. And again, of course, you're not allowed to dance, I guess, as well. And the bouncers don't like that. You can't be yourself at a show. You can't have any mosh pits or anything like that. So again, he's just saying, but that's good though. You can't do that, and that's fine. We accept that that's fine, because we are in it for the money and nothing else. But there's just one problem. There's a pre-chorus and the chorus. Is my cock big enough? And what a great chorus! Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? And I'm sure when the bigwigs, as it's put earlier, and the Guardian, I'm sure they didn't like when they heard, "Is my cock big enough?" Goodness gracious. And I don't know, I've never seen Jello's cock, but anyway, for you to give me a star, give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul. And I do believe it says here as well in annotation on genius.com that a toot is also refers to snorting a line of cocaine. Again, we talked about the whole sex and drugs and rock and roll thing. That's all it's about. That whole, give me a toot and, I'll sell you my soul, pull my strings and I'll go far. Again, I think about, a doll with the string in the back and you just pull it and it said something. And that's basically what he's trying to be here, or making fun of those kind of rock stars, rock stars, you might say. Anyway, give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul, pull my strings, and I'll go far. Again, just talk about it doesn't matter to me. I just want to be a big star, make money, get a car, and be a superstar, but be a boring superstar and play slow, boring songs. And when I'm rich and meet Bob Hope, you had to bring Bob into this, we'll shoot some golf and shoot some dope. Again, obviously, this is not the lifestyle Jello wants, but it's the one that he sees other people doing, and he doesn't understand it again. I mean, goddamn, is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? And then, it's repeated. Then they have the guitar solo, where I said earlier, again, East Bay Ray really shreds that one. And again, just the intricacies that he's doing, how fast it is. I mean, goddamn, it's a good guitar solo. I thought it was fun. And but obviously, again, he's doing it with a grain of salt, would you say, or doing it to take the piss, as you say. Then we have the refrain, everybody put your hands together. Again, I love the interaction between the band and the audience here. And again, I feel like they're probably doing that just, again, to piss off even more of the people who put this whole award show together. They're still just having fun and pissing people off. Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star? And I love how they're getting the audience to sing those lines. It's just perfect, and it's so punk rock. Good Lord. So that's repeated. The chorus keeps on going. One more time. Give me a toot, I'll sell you my soul. Pull my strings and I'll go far. Drool, 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 my payola. And I don't know if, because I do believe My Sharona came out in 79. This was in 80. So I don't know what the Knack thought about this. I'd be interested to see. But yeah, I don't know. Just if they even know about this whole recording. But That's obviously, it was a very popular song, I would say, at the time. So I just love how they do a little parody of that and kind of take the piss out of them too. And then the outro with the spoken outro. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We sure do love you. We'll see you next time. Having a good time playing good and loud rock and roll. Oh, I can't take I can't take him. I mean, my God, he's funny to me. I gotta say, I can't take his wit, his sarcasm. I can't say the word. Goddamn, and it's too much. But obviously, even through the song, I was laughing. And even reading the lyrics back, I'm laughing again. I just love how real this is, how honest he's being, how brutal he's being, and how he's almost trying to make you believe that he's like this. But obviously, if you know anything about Jello and the band, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, they're joking around, whatever. But I just love how he's so into this. He's, you know, method acting in a way, and just, you know, taking these guys to the clinic. I mean, goddamn, and it's just so much. It's so good. Anyway, obviously, a scathing song, very critical of these music industry, and how some people, you know, climb the rung. What is it? Climb the rungs to success of the music industry, and how Jello sees that as, you know, again, as boring, as tacky, and as you know, not real, not honest. You're not being yourself. You're not even making good music. You're not making music that's you know, that you actually care about or you probably like. It's just, again, it's all about being a big star and being making money, whatever the hell. It's not real, and obviously Jello appreciates individuality, and he took the piss out of these guys here. So anyway, I don't know how long this video has been now, but goddamn, I love this. I love this performance, and I can't believe I haven't listened to it until now, and that I didn't even know about it. But anyway, I guess that's all I'm gonna say. So thanks for requesting the Dead Kennedys. Some people always request punk rock anyway, and I don't know how this video is gonna do, but I enjoyed it anyway. So if you're still here, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. You know, just, you know, continue on having some good, you know, time listening to that good old rock and roll. We love you very much, and I'll talk to you again soon.